faulty slash phony final scores from week 11 here. Fez, what is on your list for this week?
I'll go and start with the Indy Jets game just because a whole lot of points got scored. I don't, Munaf, did you see the game? I don't know how because the Jets didn't get a first down the entire game, seemingly. They only put up 253 yards and 10 first downs, and Indy didn't set the house on fire themselves, but yet somehow 55 points were scored. So that absolutely stood out as a phony to me.
Yeah, only one turnover in the game as well, which was a fumble lost by the Indianapolis Colts there. But outside of that, like you mentioned, combined 28 first downs, only 10 for the Jets. Yards per play, five for the Colts, 4.9 for the New York Jets there. But yeah, they ended up scoring 55 points combined. 22 of the 55 Feds did come in that fourth quarter there, where I think they would led to some short fields there for the Colts, in fact. And I think there was a game winning field, or sorry, I should say game winning touchdown scored by Anthony Richardson, 4 yard rush there. That did give the Indianapolis Colts the 28-27 victory over the lowly New York Jets, who are now 3-8 on the season. Colts get their fifth win of the season, keeping some hope alive, at least for their playoff lives in that AFC wild card picture. All right, Fez, what else are we looking at for phony finals this week?
I don't know how Baltimore lost to Pittsburgh. By the way, I believe an investigative report by me has uncovered something no one is aware of. Mike Tomlin is going to have yet another winning season. That they have never the Pittsburgh Steelers under Tomlin not had a winning season. Of course, everybody knows that, but they shouldn't have won this game. Baltimore gained 6 yards per play. Pittsburgh only got four. Three Baltimore turnovers, couple missed kicks, and a confluence of bad events led to the upset in Pittsburgh winning outright. Yet another Baltimore-Pittsburgh game ending at 20-17, 18-16, that type of score.
Were you shocked to see this total as high as at 48.5 for this game? Because historically, this is the type of game we see between these two teams, the Ravens and the Steelers. It's a close game. It's a low scoring game. It's an ugly game. Turnovers, but again, 34 points scored between these two teams. And I think the total was around 48.5, 49. I think that has 49.5 on the closing number there, Fez. But definitely goes under the total. Were you surprised at the total in this game?
Yes, and if you're going to play over 48.5, don't do it in a Baltimore-Pittsburgh game. Do it in a LA perfect conditions, Chargers, Ravens. I know the perception is the Chargers are an under team. Well, that's when they're playing a team without a quarterback. When they're playing Spencer Rattler and teams without quarterbacks, yes, I think we're going to see a big shootout come Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and again, Sunday Night Football did turn into a shootout there. Chargers 34-27 victory over the Cincinnati Bengals. Feel like both teams were doing everything they could to lose that football game, but lo and behold, J.K. Dobbins gets the game-winning touchdown there on the final drive for the L.A. Chargers. Any other faulty finals there here for you, Fez?
Las Vegas, Miami. How did Vegas lose this game by margin? I look at the yardage, the stats, the first downs, everything looks pretty much even. And I see Miami, winning comfortably. So I just, I know Tua hit a bomb at the very end of the game. There was one turnover for the Chargers, but Chargers should have hung in there.
Dolphins win, right? Dolphins and their Raiders, correct?
Yes. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. 15-point victory there for the Dolphins over the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, you're right. Yeah, you look at the box score and the team stats, the yardage. Dolphins plus 25 in yardage, 5.3 yards per play for the Raiders, 5.5 for the Miami Dolphins there. Passing yards, 268, 271 by the respective teams. So I think what you mentioned there, that bomb there that Tua threw at the end of the game, that really led to the victory there for the Miami Dolphins there. All right, Fez, anything else for faulty finals for week 11?
Not faulty final, but just a little misleading stats. Be a little bit careful this past week because there were some really big play touchdowns that happened. Tennessee got one and Cleveland got one. So like Cleveland, you look at that 443 yards of offense, and Tennessee Tennessee in particular, the 294. It's like, well, when you get 98 on one play, you can't give a team credit for 98 yards. So if you gave him credit for like a 50-yard pass, I think that'd be more accurate, and those stats wouldn't have looked nearly as close as they did with the 98 yards.
Yeah, 395 yards passing for Jameis Winston in his return to New Orleans, but they do go on to lose the game 35-14. A huge game for Mr. Taysom Hill. It was his coming out party for NFL Week 11 as he had 3 total touchdowns. Really was the Renaissance man there for the New Orleans Saints offense.